Hello, and welcome to today's episode. I'll be answering the Tribes Team Up bi-weekly question, which is, oh man, what makes you into the person you are today? Is it all destiny, or do we play a hand in shaping who we become? So, first, I'd like to talk a little bit about destiny and what that means to me. You see, destiny means destination. It means what you are inevitably going to reach. So to me, that kind of brings up the notions of predestination, that everything is determined, where you will end up, who you become, really before you're even born. That's the idea of predestination. Predestination basically is a Christian idea of who gets to go to heaven, who goes to hell. It's predestined is what it is. But to me, I think that's ridiculous. I think that there is I've spoken about free will. I don't believe we really have true free will, rather that we are part of a deterministic cause-effect system. And so that means if we had one cause affect us and nothing else, then that entire path is destined to be as that path. But we live in a system where things are so interacting all the time, and things are ultimately interconnected. Everything is ultimately interconnected. And so one change happens somewhere else, entirely else, different in the universe, and that can affect change in your position. The butterfly effect, The idea that a butterfly flaps its wings across the world and America, and a tsunami is felt in Asia. And so, with that in mind, I'm not so sure that destiny is really what shapes us who we are. There is a little bit of destiny because things are determined. But as I said, there are so many interacting parts within this system that nothing can ever be truly predetermined because things are always changing. And so if you could somehow, however, determine all the factors that are occurring all at once throughout the entire universe, then you could effectively determine how things are going to change. However, it's really difficult and probably impossible, honestly. So then, do we have an effect in shaping who we become, who we are? Well, as I said, we don't really have free will. We have this illusion of free will. And so, in essence, yes, we do have a hand in shaping who we are, who we become. But that role that we play is kind of more of an observer than it is of having agency, having a true role in changing outcomes, And I say this because, I've argued this with philosophy teachers, I've argued this with psychology teachers, sociologists, all kinds of different people. Everyone has their own therapists, everyone has their own view on this, but so far no one has been able to change my own personal understanding of it. And really, I want to be proven different. I want to be shown that we do have free will, that we don't have, or that we do have agency, that we're not just observers. And the reason I say this is because, each decision that you make, every single decision is formulated from all of your past experiences. Not just that, but you can't escape your own personal situation. You have the environment that is constantly affecting you. And so, free will, to have true agency, is to make a decision uninfluenced by anything else. And so, we don't have true free will. We have this illusion of free will. And all of our actions are determined. And so, with that said, yes, we have a hand in shaping who we become. But, that said, we don't really have a hand in shaping who we become because we don't have real free will. We don't have true agency. And so, things aren't predestined. It's not all destiny. It is constantly changing. But, as I stated at the beginning, if there was one cause to affect you and you went straight forward, then it would be destiny. It would be predestined. No, not predestined, excuse me. Because, like I said, predestined is before you're even born. But even so, there could be one cause to create you, which then creates predestiny. So it's kind of this really strange thing that is kind of flippy floppy. Yeah, it's really difficult to really pin down. I'm not a big proponent of predestiny at all. I can see where, as I was saying, with these influences coming in and affecting us, creating these different causes coming in and affecting us, I can see how if you looked at a system and saw how it was playing out and how it would affect every other thing, that perhaps, predestiny could be a thing. But the issue there is that, we're dealing with creatures, not just humans, who have multiple facets to their mind, and not everything reacts exactly the same to each cause. So, predestiny really just kind of falls apart. Destiny, it's like no matter what happens to you, you're gonna end up being this thing or ending up in this place. And I don't see that being very true because, like I said, we're so multifaceted that, we're never going to react the same to one thing as another person. So, I don't know. I'm not a big proponent of destiny, predestination, and I also don't truly believe we play a hand in shaping who we become. I believe that we're observers to the effects of our environment, and that's kind of that there. It's so really it's the environment that shapes us into who we become. We have almost no role. We have the most minute role in shaping who we become. And that's really just our reactions. And again, these reactions are formulated from our past experiences with ourself, with our environment, with others. So, yeah. I hope that made sense, and thank you for joining me this morning.